Does God hear the Africans when they pray? Often, in my own reflection, I have always wondered if God really hears the Africans when they pray. This appears very strange given that I am an African and one who prays to God, who I believe is my Creator and the Sovereign of the universe. No one exists without Him. My wonder is because scriptures inform us that salvation is of the Jews to me. This means true connection to God should be based on what God, through the Jews, has given the world. The major religions of the world claim to be rooted in Abraham through Abraham. The Sovereign of the universe planned to bless the world. That blessing was fulfilled through one called Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, Israel as a nation rejected Jesus Christ according to the scriptures. Jesus Christ is the light and the Prince of Peace. Rejecting Him, therefore, means rejecting the light and settling for darkness. By implication, those who rejected Him chose darkness over light and war over peace. To me, this explains the reality we see in the world today. The unfortunate Africans were first enslaved by Arabs and Europeans. The consequences of the slave trade era can still be seen today in certain circles and societies. To add insult to injury, the Africans were further and deeply colonized by the Europeans politically, economically, and mentally. To make matters worse, when the Africans received what was so-called gospel, they received it from the Romans instead of the Jews, emphatically. The scriptures say salvation is of the Jews, not the Romans, much of the world, and indeed, much of Africa, however, lives life according to the Romans and not according to the Jews. I often think if God is particular about how people worship Him, and His desire was that people worship Him according to the Jews, and above all, in spirit and truth, then likely He does not hear anyone who worships Him according to the gospel of the Romans. Did the Romans really give the world the truth? By the way, the Romans crucified the Lord Jesus Christ. By the way, the Romans destroyed the city of Jerusalem and the temple. Could these people really bring Africa the gospel? Although the nation of Israel rejected Jesus Christ, there were individuals among them who accepted Jesus Christ. Africans, if they cared, should consider and look to such individuals in an effort to draw God's attention and favor. In this vein, my favorite character is Peter. Peter was a Jew who worked as a fisherman. When Christ invited Peter to follow Him, he gave it a try, and he got to know Jesus Christ well. When tough times came, however, he forsook Jesus Christ, but later realized he had made a mistake, so he repented of his weakness and wrong decision and returned to Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ died, resurrected, and ascended to heaven, Peter continued believing in Jesus Christ and shared with others that which he had seen his Lord do. Out of his effort, many people have been blessed. How Peter related to Jesus Christ is how every Jew was supposed to relate to Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, even though the Romans claimed to stand on Peter, they did not carry Peter's gospel when they went out to evangelize the world, especially Africa. The gospel that the Romans took when they went to evangelize the world was not the same as the one Peter shared. I am very afraid that Africans were given a different gospel than that of Peter and other disciples, most notably John, in my estimation. This is one reason I doubt if God hears the Africans when they pray. From the beginning, God meant Africans to be blessed. This is why He put them on a very rich continent. But because they were given an erroneous gospel, They continue to politically and economically struggle to this day. Their foundation as a people is not rooted in the truth. But we cannot be such dull people. We have received much education, but somehow we have not learned to think independently and critically analyze issues. Looking for and following the thread of truth, at TWCN, it is our duty and aim to search for truth and to share the truth without fear or favor. We do know that truth often hurts, so let it be. When the only thing that lasts forever is truth, we better tell it. Because no one will destroy it, it will last forever. And by knowledge of the truth, Africa may eventually be truly liberated. The good Lord admonished us, saying, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." When will I have confidence that God hears the Africans when they pray? There is only one way at one time. The English worship the sovereign according to the way the Romans told them. However, they soon realized that God was not answering their prayers. So they decided to establish themselves as a nation with a direct connection to God. They connected their monarch directly with God and called themselves the Anglican. The Church of England Africans may have to do the same, and do it even better. TWC.